The winning streak that started against Roma on home soil, a first away victory of the campaign, would certainly be fine for them as they look to continue their push towards Champions League football next year and perhaps better. Cagliari expected to battle the drop this year, but a big scalp tonight would certainly change people's minds and perhaps the aspirations of this side for this new season. Always an electric feel under the floodlights for any match, but particularly in Serie A on a Sunday night to wrap up a weekend of action. Particularly when still in the early part of the campaign, you're seeing how sides are gelling or going to gel together. See the captain Nicolo Barella for Cagliari. Target for both the Milan clubs, perhaps. A delegation from Milan has come out to discuss a possible move. Romagnoli sporting the armband for Milan. This is the Cagliari side then that will start tonight. Two changes, as I say, from the victory over Atalanta. Ionita and Sau replaced by João Pedro and Diego Farias. João Pedro will sit just off Pavoletti and Farias. Top of the midfield diamond that Cagliari will play with tonight. It's a 4-3-3 for Gennaro Gattuso, unchanged from their last Serie A outing before the international break. Higuain, supported by Calhanoglu and Suso, is certainly the main threat as he goes in search for his first Serie A goal in a Milan side. Man given the vote of confidence, perhaps the dreaded vote of confidence, with rumours saying that perhaps Antonio Conte might be taking the reins at AC Milan later on this season, but the board and particularly President Paolo Scaroni have said that Gattuso is their man. Orlando Maran keeping a watchful eye over his Cagliari side. Still learning the ropes with his new team. Just 3 Serie A games into his tenure here. It is the home side that get us underway in their traditional half dark blue, half dark maroon shirts, kicking from right to left on your screen. Milan in their chain strip of all white with the red and black trim, kicking from left to right, and an early chance for Donnarumma to just hoist one clear away from his goal. As the opening kickoff is slightly a waste of possession, but Milan, as they do like to do, trying to pass it out from the back with their goalkeeper. Good nod down as Pavoletti tries to turn away from defenders. Farias, the Brazilian, pulls it back, space on the edge of the area to shoot, and Radoric, the Croatian, pulling the trigger from distance, and he certainly had an eye for goal there.
Really bright start from Cagliari on the front foot, pressing. Milan trying to play out from the back and getting that one all wrong and creating a chance off the back of that high press. Cagliari shot from distance from Radoric, not too far away.
Perhaps too early said that the kickoff from Cagliari was a waste. More of a territory game, if you will, to encourage Donnarumma to pass out from the back and adopt that high press.
Yeah, well, you know how Milan are going to play. They like to retain possession, play out from the back. You see the 2 centre-backs there splitting wide. So from a Cagliari point of view, you can press high, try and force those mistakes. Cagliari being the home team, I think that's going to be the order of the day for them all night. Pressing high, trying to force those mistakes and creating chances off the back of that.
They've certainly looked very composed and controlled in the opening 45 minutes of both their first 2 Serie A games of the season, Milan. It's the second half where they've looked a little more rocky. Gattuso still insists there's no problem with the mentality of his side. Romagnoli goes to Rodriguez. High press once again and pressure on Donnarumma. Kessié the outlet ball, but he's got nowhere to turn immediately. Barella. Lovely little back heel. He is the star man in this Cagliari side. One to watch out for this evening. Padoin. Not the best delivery. Trying to pick out Pavoletti. He was highlighted as the aerial threat for Cagliari. Calhanoglu gives it to Rodriguez. Back again with Calhanoglu. Suso. Teasing ball to the far post, and it had to be punched away by Cranio. Two white shirts waiting, and it almost dropped right in their path.
Super delivery from Suso.
Back the other way, Pavoletti's in behind, off the post, and the follow-up can't be kept out. Cagliari have the lead early on. Quick as a flash on the counter-attack. And Milan rocked inside 4 minutes. João Pedro just turning it in. Almost his first touch from 6 months out, and it finds the back of the net.
È stato fuori 6 mesi, ma si è fatto subito riconoscere al rientro. Ha segnato il numero 10.
Perfect start for the home side.
It's been coming, you have to say. Right on the front foot, Cagliari. It's a simple ball in behind. Romagnoli just struggling for pace. I have to say it's a wonderful save from Donnarumma. Just tipping the ball onto the post, but then the ball just drops kindly for João. Pedro makes no mistake with a rebound. Credit to Cagliari being right on the front foot. Milan a little bit lackluster, I have to say.
Another dangerous opportunity here as Barella is brought down by Kessié. Chance to put one in the box, perhaps.
Started really well. That midfield trio almost. Bradovic in there. Barella right on the front foot. Pressing the likes of Kessié, Bonaventura, as soon as the ball goes into them.
Romagna and Clavan will be up from the back for this one. Pavoletti, a big man in there as well. João Pedro sends it searching for that far post, but can't find a teammate. Castro couldn't get onto it as Rodriguez is able to deal with the danger just for the moment. João Pedro, that touch wasn't perhaps as perfect as the one he found the back of the net with. Milan, though, stuck inside their own 18-yard box. Neat flick by the Brazilian. Farias sent wide. Biglia in the way to deal with the danger once again. It's a really shaky start from the away side. And Cagliari are feeding off this momentum.
They certainly are. Milan just penned in, can't get out of their own half. Constantly turning the ball over. The home crowd right behind their team. Got that early goal, and they can sniff blood now and trying to get that second.
Quick throw. We've got two balls on the pitch here, which the referee will have to pause play for, as Lucas Castro was trying to get on with things as it dropped down to him. Just shows, though, that they want to keep the high tempo going and use this early momentum when they can.
Yeah, that's certainly been the plan from the home team, and I think off the back of international duty, as soon as a manager, you're never quite sure how your team's going to perform. Players coming back late, sometimes you're just a little bit off it pace-wise, and certainly looking at away from Milan, Started really slowly.
Chessier back the other way, but whistle has gone. How easy is it, Danny, to completely lose your head as a side when you concede so early and you feel under pressure immediately on the road as well? How hard is it to keep your composure?
It is, but you have to stay calm. You know, it's early in the game. You just got to think, well, they win again here.
João Pedro once more. Touch to send it away from the defender, but Rodriguez intervenes. There's so much space behind that Milan back line at the moment for João Pedro and Pavoletti to prey on.
Well, again, it's one ball over the top. Milan caught with that high line, and Pavoletti started the game ever so well.
It's headed behind for a corner. Romagnoli with the last touch. He, as the captain, needs to try and calm things down at the back and organise Milan defensively.
You can't have a high line like that if there's no pressure on the ball in front. The midfield, Biglia, Kessie, those guys, they need to get tighter. Cagliari able to just stick a ball in behind, and Milan trying to hold that high line defensively, and it's not working out at the minute.
João Pedro with the ball in. Right into the danger zone. He'll get a second chance at it as well. Played towards Higuain, but the ball was too far ahead of him. And they'll start from midfield once again. Barella sends it out to the far side. Farias has been roaming everywhere across that final third in the early part of this game.
Bonaventura this time. Symptomatic of Milan so far. 8 minutes gone in this first half, and they're just a yard off all over the pitch. Can't cope with the intensity of the home team.
Cerna, of course, a set-piece specialist. New arrival from Shakhtar Donetsk. It's another good ball to the back post. Nodded right across goal as well. Still not cleared, and it's flashed away by Farias and wide of the far post. Nodded back across by Lucas Castro, who himself is causing problems at the moment for Milan.
Well, this time it's a free header on the back post. Difficult chance in the end as the ball just drops on the edge of the 18-yard box, but Milan all over the place at the minute, and the only consolation really is for them that the goals come early. Plenty of time to come back into this, but if it goes 2-0, very difficult to find your way back from that kind of scoreline.
10 minutes gone here, and I cannot think of Gattuso's side being in the Cagliari half until now. Kessier loves to just charge forward, and he's still coming here. He's got Higuain in support. Biglia lays it off. Bonaventura. Çalhanoğlu! Wide of the near post.
First real attack for Milan. First real forage forward there. Ball just gets worked wide to Çalhanoğlu. It's never really on the angle. Probably goes with his wrong foot. Probably better off having a touch there and trying to cut inside. But first real kind of forage forward for Milan. Not able to get out of their half at all, and I think the Cagliari goal actually coming from the only other attack that Milan had, a cross coming in from Suso from a wide area. Keeper doing really well, and Cagliari actually springing on the counter-attack, and the goal was coming from that.
Slightly sloppy in possession. The ball ricochets off Higuain's arm. One ball given against the Argentinian centre-forward.
Cannot get Higuain into the game. He is a player that loves scoring against Cagliari as well. He has 6 goals in the 7 times that he's played against them. Cannot get him into the game at the moment.
Still waiting for his first in an AC Milan shirt. Thought he got it against Roma in their last outing, but ruled out for offside after the VAR review. Çalhanoğlu. Back to Rodriguez. Backwards before they can go forwards for Milan.
At the minute, they're just playing into Cagliari's hands almost. Trying to play it from the back with that kind of slow tempo, and Cagliari, they're not sitting off, they're pressing in, making it really difficult, as I said, forcing those mistakes. And
there's another one, a slip though, as Farias tried to turn in the penalty area, and that just about saved Milan from more embarrassment.
Big let-off again there. Farias really unlucky, just slips on the surface, but again, I think it was Rodriguez possibly there with a poor pass to Romagnoli, almost plays Farias in.
Slightly heavy touch from Kessié, but gets away with it. Trying to switch the play. Higuain doesn't drop kindly off his right boot into his path.
I don't know what Gennaro Gattuso's thinking in the technical area there. He's animated at the best of times. He will not be happy with his start from his team.
Starting run from Bonaventura. Rodriguez always supporting the attack on that left flank. Calabria. Beautiful flick from Barella. Already shown a bit of trickery, but more coming out from a young player who is playing his football with a real degree of confidence. Rodriguez just bouncing kindly, thought about pulling the trigger, and now he does, palmed away. Just about palmed away from danger as well by Cragno.
Decent save from Cragno. Comfortable though in the end, shot from distance, lovely skill from Rodriguez there. Just flicking the ball over the defender, lets fly, sits up nicely for him to hit on the volley, but a save you'd expect the keeper to make. But first real concerted bit of possession that Milan have had in Cagliari's half ends with a shot from Rodriguez.
Just a moment where I think Suso thought that was going to drop into his lap as another effort from range, but Farias was off the mark with the effort. Took a deflection on the way through. Set piece to deal with for Milan.
And Farias again started the game ever so well. Route one that time from Cagliari, picking up the second ball, and Farias just let him fly there. Shot takes a deflection.
Does have a goal against Milan on his resume back in the 2014-15 season before he joined Cagliari. He was very impressive in Serie B with this side. As the corner comes in, and once more it's allowed to bounce all the way through. Barella with the strike off the post. Donnarumma well beaten, and for the second time Cagliari hit the frame of the goal.
So unlucky Barella. It's a wonderful strike, just moving away from Donnarumma. That post's been hit twice now. Wonderful effort.
Good nod down for Farias to chase, but it will be chased in vain as it goes behind for a goal kick. And you just wonder if Donnarumma will start to think about knocking it a little longer.
See the strike again. So unlucky, but totally agree with you, Oliver. I think that's the way to go. Try and beat the press, you know, at least for the first 15-20 minutes. You know, you play a bit safer. I mean, I haven't tried to do that. And you think the experienced players, you know, Romagnoli, Sacchio, they try and do that.
Poor from Romagnoli there. João Pedro just couldn't find his fellow countryman on the end of the cross.
But again, another mistake, trying to play out from the back.
Gennaro Gattuso doesn't hold back when dishing out the criticism of his players in midweek and post-match, and if it ended now, I think he'd have a lot to say. Not much of it would be positive. Bonaventura hangs it up for Suso, able to bring it under control. Kessié with the strike. And that's a corner.
Decent strike from Kessié. Good defending, no bodies back in the way of the strike. You just feel Milan Really starting to work their way into this game a little bit. 1 or 2 half chances when they've been able to keep possession.
Sakio up in the heart of the 18-yard box. It's in towards him, but headed away. I think it was Cerna with the nod on it. Suso. Kessié, lovely ball to the byline. Çalhanoğlu, Bonaventura. Too many bodies in the way.
Good defending again in the end, but Cagliari looking a little bit more vulnerable now. Suso getting on the ball. Lovely little ball down the side of the 18-yard box there to Kessié, and probably should have done better actually picking someone out.
Higuain. Crowded out. Çalhanoğlu's going to chase that one down though. Has to check back onto his stronger foot. The header is always sailing wide from Bonaventura.
Should have done better with the cross, I think. Çalhanoğlu just picking out Bonaventura here and has to generate the power himself. But I think he's got to work the keeper there.
It's a completely free header in the centre of the 18-yard box.
Probably not renowned for his heading, but he's got to hit the target there, and you know it's not even close actually. Just mistimes the header, trying to probably put too much power into the header from the cross.
Castro gets it back from his centre forward. Pavoletti onto the loose ball. Farias always looking to dart between the Milan defenders. Remember, of course, on 11 Sports tomorrow we will have coverage of Spal against Atalanta. Tomorrow night, the final match of week 4 in Serie A. There's a player down just in the middle of the park for the moment. And of course, from September 21st, we have 42 live games on 11 Sport. In just 11 days, matches from La Liga, Serie A and the Eredivisie, including the Madrid derby, PSV against Ajax, Sevilla against Real Madrid, and Juventus against Napoli. Is the home of La Liga and Serie A here on 11 Sports. Maybe you can join in the conversation as well on Twitter at 11sports_UK. There's plenty to discuss about this Milan performance in the opening 20 minutes, that's for sure.
Credit to the home team. Cagliari have been excellent. Can they keep that intensity up? Though I'm not so sure. So I think that's why it's really important for Milan to kind of keep this at 1-0, because you feel there will be a drop-off in intensity from the home team, and that's when Milan can get that kind of passing game going and you know, hopefully get themselves a bit further up the pitch then and start creating a few more chances.
Into the channel for Higuain. Closed down by Clavan, but the Argentinian won the race. Not renowned for his speed. He might have a job on his hands keeping up with Higuain, who's still got a step on him, the 30-year-old. Suso back to the right back, Calabria. Walked down from behind, but a fair challenge, nothing given. Here's Castro. He's got one in support in Farias ahead of him. Not many others arriving at the moment for the 29-year-old Argentinian. If you're Cagliari, do you perhaps play for those down times, if you will, to reserve energy rather than using it all up in the first 40 minutes or so?
I think you just saw it there. Really good from Lucas Castro. There's that run again. Farias, time after time, he's got really good movement. Been impressed with him in the opening 20 minutes. Pavoletti as well, those two taking it in turns almost to run in behind. Just, yeah, really important that, you know, when you're playing with that intensity, you can't keep that up for, you know, 45 minutes, 90 minutes. So at times you have to slow the game down, keep possession. You just saw Lucas Castro do that. Wasn't able to counter-attack, so turned back out with the ball, slowed things down, kept possession. That's going to be really important for Cagliari as well.
Well read by Barella, cutting out Çalhanoğlu's crossfield ball and sending it through the heart of the pitch. Wonderful work from Farias to skip away from the challenge of Suso, but he ran out of real estate, as did Suso, who was brought down unfairly. Lovely
feet from Suso. Drawing a foul from Paduin there. Need to get him on the ball in the game a little bit more. That front three has been really quiet for Milan up until now. Calhanoglu on that left-hand side, not able to get him into the game at all.
Biglia. Higuain with the turn and strike, but standing in the way was Filippo Romagna. It's the home side's turn just to be pinned back inside their own half for the moment. Pocket of space for Kessie. Serna rising above Higuain to just nod it back to his keeper.
Brilliant defending there. Serna, great composure, good positioning it initially when the cross came in, and show that composure, just head it back to the goalkeeper, taking the pressure off his team. Kessie there just a little bit too overzealous with the challenge.
A little bit of afters there, just with the high boot from Suso on Barella. A couple of words shared between the two, but nothing more than that. Here is Suso once again, the Spaniard. Lovely trickery. It's a second bite at the cherry as well, but the effort slightly scuffed, and a comfortable save for Alessio Cragna.
You mentioned Suso, we haven't seen too much of him, but this is what he's capable of. It's nice and direct, and just not getting enough purchase on the strike, but him just playing on that right-hand side, obviously predominantly left-footed, very difficult to stop when he cuts inside. So direct, likes to get at defenders, take them on.
The other thing about playing at such a high tempo as well, in this sort of heat in the evening, the humidity, suffocating at times, it's difficult to maintain.
It certainly is, and I think already you can see there's been a little bit of a drop-off from Cagliari. Now they're just sitting in a little bit more and trying to conserve energy, stay compact and make it difficult for Milan to play through, and you just feel that Milan now are starting to get a foothold in this game now, getting that possession game kind of going. Suso seeing a lot more of the ball.
Quicker passing from Milan on their way towards the final third. Bonaventura, Higuain trying the spectacular as the ball dropped over his shoulder.
Awkward for Higuain, couldn't really do much with the header that was nodded down to him. Lack of support really as well, just Higuain in the box there.
Paduin. Quick one-touch passing, just a little too quick perhaps for Barella and Joao Pedro. Another wayward pass from Calhanoglu. It's not really got into the game and got into the pace of it just yet. The Milan winger. It's a nice ball round the corner, but Rodriguez will prevent Castro from getting onto it. Suso, Higuain has the right back for support. Calabria, great delivery. And wasted at the back post by Bonaventura. Should have been hitting the target there.
He should score, Oliver, simple as that. Lovely ball in from Calabria, his weaker left foot. Bonaventura just running off the back there, and he's got to score, simple as that. slightly awkward, just bouncing on the half volley with his weaker left foot, but that should be 1-1 for me.
Two good opportunities wasted by Bonaventura. His goal against Napoli in their first game of the season was a wonderful strike as well. So we know he's got that sort of finishing in his locker.
Yeah. Maybe only likes the difficult finishes, I don't know, but certainly the chance with a header, should have done better with that, should have been working the goalkeeper in there from no more than 3 or 4 yards out. With his technical ability, you expect him to finish that.
Rolando Moran has said that this Cagliari side need to have a philosophy of control and remain tight, particularly against the big sides in Serie A, to ensure they pick up points both home and away. They weren't very tight when they allowed Bonaventura just to steal in there at the back post.
I think it was Serna just didn't know where he was, just ghosted off the back of him, and Calabria, to be fair, that's the furthest forward we've seen the Milan right back, and I think that's just a sign of the drop-off in intensity from Cagliari now, and Milan just starting to get that kind of passing game going. Spaces are opening up a little bit more, and they're able to work their way up the pitch a little bit better, getting those fullbacks higher up the pitch.
A little space though on the far side for Serna, picked out by Barella. Fires it in from deep, and it was a delivery that could have caused problems had Pavoletti stayed on his feet, and Arias was in there as well.
Saccio, they're just easing Pavoletti out as that cross came in. A lot of space for Serna though on that right hand side, driving forward. It's a decent cross with the ball as well.
Run away from Castro on the far side. It's a really good pickup. Serna is an experienced right back for a side like Cagliari, of course, faced the ban from football for banned substance abuse, much like João Pedro. It's a haven for footballers that perhaps have dabbled in the dark arts or been accused of it. Serna felt he was victimised, he said in a recent interview.
Still a very good player though, you have to say, and certainly on that right-hand side, Milan's left, Calhanoglu doesn't really like the defensive side of the game, so that is an area that Cagliari can exploit, getting Serna forward, because Calhanoglu's not going to track back.
It's a good ball into Suso. Wants to take it on his left boot. Forced onto the right instead. Can't find a white shirt in the box to pick out.
Lovely play from Suso though. Twisting, turning, so difficult to defend against.
And Kessie unable to get into the second delivery in. Half an hour gone. Milan haven't found that equaliser that they're starting to search for with a little more urgency.
Yeah, you feel it's coming though. You have to say, I think Gennaro Gattuso will be disappointed maybe that they're not on level terms now. After a really shaky start, they've created a couple of decent chances themselves. And I think it is all about getting Suso into the game, getting him on the ball. He's the guy that makes things happen.
They always score against Cagliari, at least in their last 17 matches they have. 11 of those has seen them score at least 2 or more. So Milan fans will expect a goal at some point. Hoisted out to Suso. Kessié. Higuain now in the 18-yard box. Calhanoglu again just off in terms of reading the play and the flight of the ball.
Kessié with a poor square ball, but that was better defender from Cagliari. That ball came out to Suso this time, doubling up. Barella, I think it was, getting across and helping his fullback. Has to be done against Suso because he's so tricky in those one-on-one situations, and eventually that Milan attack just breaking down.
Radoric knocks it back. Higuain was pressing high, but acres of space for Castro to bring that down and under control. Barella. Castro. Radoric. Cerna. 3 to aim at in the box. Little ugly, the clearance from Çalhanoğlu, but ugly in a way will do for Milan. Nemanja nicking it off Higuain. Radoric. Croatian looking for options. Back to the former Liverpool man, Ragnar Klavan. Padoin.
Just looking at that Milan back four, and with regards to the kind of the defensive line, they're not sure, I don't think, where they should be. In the first kind of 10-15 minutes, trying to hold the high line, we saw Cagliari getting a lot of joy in behind. There you just saw a ball just clipped in from Klavan, and now you're seeing the Milan back four kind of dropping off and allowing space for Pavoletti and Lucas Castro to bring the ball down in front of them. Just look a bit vulnerable, not sure where they should be as a back four.
It's another good flick on. It's causing problems for that Milan defence. Rodriguez has time to play it out and away from danger. Çalhanoğlu going to speed things up with the long ball. The third or fourth wayward pass that has played the former Leverkusen man.
Do you think he flatters the deceive a little bit, Oliver Çalhanoğlu? The times I've seen him play, I've always kind of thought, I expect more from you. You know, wearing that number 10 shirt, and I think you should be controlling proceedings, demanding possession, but he kind of plays off that left-hand side, and at times the game seems to kind of pass him by a lot, I think.
Certainly has his critics. When he's in and involved in a game and feeling it, he's certainly there whenever you need him.
Yeah.
And it's just the trouble is that perhaps half of the time he's not there.
Yeah, and we know he's got that kind of set-piece ability, brilliant kind of dead ball specialist, but we'd like to see a bit more from him in open play at times, especially, you know, first 10-15 minutes when his team is struggling, kind of showing that confidence almost to, you know, give me the ball and I'm going to dictate proceedings, but it doesn't really seem to do that.
Here's a key for Gattuso. He only missed 3 games so far in this calendar year of 2018. Milan have lost 2 of those and drawn 1. Think of that what you will about his importance for this Milan side. He's not at the races at the moment with about 10 minutes to go plus stoppage time in this first half, and Çalhanoğlu's side trailing still.
You watch him score now.
Here he is on the ball. No room, and he wins a throw.
That's what normally happens when I say things like that, but I have to say, when you are playing, sometimes Rodriguez on the flanks, it can be difficult at times to get yourself into the game. At times you are reliant on your teammates getting the ball to you. Maybe better suited at times drifting off that left-hand side into more central areas and looking for the ball.
That's sloppy. That gives the visitors possession on the edge of the final third. Biglia. Suso can't punish Cagliari for their mistake just yet. Go all the way back to Donnarumma. Bonaventura. Back again to the midfielder. No room to shoot. Çalhanoğlu wants to get it on his right boot and pull the trigger, but he runs out of room as well. Does well to find Rodriguez, though, and keep the move alive. Kessié just able to keep it in play. Caught up in the feet of Suso and João Pedro. He scored that Cagliari goal, helping the defensive effort as well. Rodriguez. Just for a moment you thought he was going to pull the trigger. Bonaventura. A dart towards the byline, he wins a corner.
Just can't quite get that link play going, Milan. Front three of Suso, Higuain, Çalhanoğlu. Ball played into Higuain there. Slightly better, more bodies around him as the ball's played into his feet. Bonaventura trying to play off him. Need to see a little bit more of that kind of front three playing a little bit closer together.
It's going to bounce up and an easy collection in the end for the keeper. Kessié didn't really battle for it. I imagine had he gone up to try and do something, free kick probably would have been given against him in favour of the keeper.
Yeah,
Alessio Cragna.
The goalkeepers tend to get overprotected in those situations. Kessié didn't want to get involved. To be fair, a lot of keepers, when they jump for balls like that as well, they tend to protect themselves with a knee, so you can maybe understand Kessié not wanting to get involved in the challenge.
Suso looking for options. The Milan captain, Magnoli. Rumours this week that Chelsea are looking at Romagnoli as a potential purchase. If anybody's watching this from the club, they might be thinking twice, because he's not had the best game, particularly in that opening 20 minutes or so.
Just lacks a little bit of mobility for me. Seen him caught with a ball in behind 2 or 3 times in his first half.
Radaric. Klavan looking for Castro. Back to the Croatian once again. Turn by Farias. Barella. João Pedro. Some in the crowd encouraging the shot. That's the right idea, but just not the right execution there.
Yeah, that ball's certainly on. It's been on all first half. Cagliari have exploited that ball in behind very well. It was Castro just making a run there, but the ball overhit.
That's a high press once again. The white shirt, man marked at the goal kick. Serna. Took a deflection, the cross, and almost put it plumb on the head of Farias. Free kick has been given anyway.
Again, Milan persisting with playing out from the back, and Cagliari not even pressing really as with the intent that they did in the first 10 and 15 minutes, still able to win the ball back, and just don't understand what Milan are trying to do with that. There's got to be a reason why you do that. There's got to be enough movement for you to move players about, to find that free man so you can play out. But Milan, for me, are just doing it for the sake of playing out, and it's causing more trouble than good.
Trying to play themselves into the box here, though. Biglia to Kessié. He's got Suso on the outside. Corner once again. Last-ditch defending from Cagliari, but it's keeping the Rossoneri at bay.
Good defensive work from Radaric there, the defensive midfielder, getting himself into a really important position. Suso on the cut back. That's where you want to see your defensive midfielder.
Suso to fling it in from deep, and he overhits it. And the set piece comes to nothing.
Poor delivery from Suso. Higuain there, he's feeding off scraps really this first half. The service has been really poor into him. Balls from wide areas.
There you see that Milan delegation, Leonardo, director at the club, and Maldini as well, returning this summer to the Rossoneri to work in the front office. They won't be pleased with what they've seen in the opening 42.5 minutes so far. And the trouble as well for Milan is that they're missing the man who got the late winner against Roma, Patrick Cutrone, the young centre-forward. He's come off the bench previously last season and made a big impact for them. Injured on under-21 duty with the Italy side.
And you have to say their bench is a little bit light in the forward areas with him being injured. Young lad knows where the goal is. I look at this Milan team, and for me it lacks a little bit of pace. They don't really have that kind of counter-attacking threat, which I think is vitally important in modern-day football now, the way teams play. You've got to have that kind of pace on the counter-attack. When teams kind of sit back, it can be very difficult for you to break teams down. So that counter-attacking threat, that pace on the counter-attack is vitally important. I don't think Milan have enough of it.
Suso just trying to dink it into Kessié, but Barella does really well, shows his strength. 21-year-old, able to keep attackers at bay. You can just hear how that lifted this home crowd. They're still soaking up the pressure. Let us know what you'd change at half-time if you were Gattuso. Get involved in the discussion on Twitter, @11sports_UK. If you'd change anything at all.
Barella there just drawing a foul. He's been very good in this first half. Fantastic energy levels. Getting forward. Breaking up play. You can see why some of the big clubs are watching him for sure.
Called up to Roberto Mancini's Italy squad. Didn't play though during the international break for the Azzurri. Pavoletti trying to nod it down.
They've got that nice mix, Cagliari, with Pavoletti up there, the big target man. They play through the lines, they stick the ball in behind, but they also have that option there of going direct into him.
The kick is going to need to be retaken. Might be the last bit of action. And that it is of an entertaining opening 45 minutes here in Sardinia, where the home side Cagliari are looking to produce another shock win at the start of the Serie A campaign. Joao Pedro with the goal after 4 minutes means at the interval it's Cagliari 1, Milan 0.